when I was suffering from anxiety, part of the reason why was because I was stuck on a certain story I was telling myself, or a situation I was playing in my head. So I had to start to move the way I was thinking about that. So what I would do is I would grab a notebook and I would write down exactly what was causing the anxiety, what story what I was telling myself, and I would write it down, and I would tell myself, I'm going to leave this here and I'm going to go move my body for half an hour and I'll come back to it later. And what it did, it just gave me the ability to put that energy, take it out of me and put it into the paper, and I would leave it there. And some days, I had been overthinking so much, and a lot of you know what I'm talking about. When you're overthinking and you're caught up in these depleting emotions, it can just suck the energy right out of you. And it's absolutely exhausting, because thoughts are energy, and if I'm firing a ton of energy overthinking about something, I'm gonna feel depleted. So sometimes I would just have to write it down, and I would just lay on the floor and try and start doing sit-ups, because I couldn't even bring myself to stand. And then I would go to just some squats, and then I would go into some push-ups, and I would do that for that rotation for as long as I could, just to start to move that unwanted energy. I would go back, I would sit down, and I would look at what I was overthinking about, and then I would start to write how to change that. So this is just a way to start moving those thoughts, moving those emotions, and to move your body, because it's not easy to calm yourself down when you're in a state of anxiety. Like, for me to try and be peaceful and calm is like creating even more resistance to the anxiety that I'm feeling. So my body's telling me that it needs to change its state, is what the anxiety is telling me. And if I continue to try and relax into it, it just didn't work for me. So I had to find a way to move my body, to move the way I was thinking. And then after that, I could go into some breathing techniques and slow myself down. But in the moment when I'm feeling anxious, I have to get moving, and I have to get everything that's in my mind down on paper so that I can go forget about it for half an hour, come back in a new state. My body's feeling different, physically, mentally, emotionally, I'm feeling different. Now I can look at it. Now, where can I find the truth in what I'm telling myself? Do I know what the person's thinking about me? Do I know how the conversation's gonna go? Do I know why that person said that thing a certain way to me that I took the wrong way? How can I change it? And now I can relax into it and go into some deep breathing exercises now that I've gotten rid of some of that energy that's been built up in me. So that's just another way that I learn to deal with my anxiety. I have to change my state physically, emotionally, and mentally, and then I'm gonna feel better spiritually when it's all done. So this is just another thing that I use. I hope it helps. And for those of you that haven't been moving a lot, simply just go for a walk. Go for a walk, and if it's like right now and where I live, it's -30, so I'm not gonna go for a walk outside. Maybe do some simple slow exercises, but just get your body moving in some way. So I hope everybody had a great Christmas. I know how Christmas can be hard for a lot of people, can create a lot of anxiety. And if you're feeling some after effects from that anxiety, here's a simple way that you can start to change the way you think and feel. And obviously all of this stuff takes practice. But once you make the decision that you will not feel the way you let yourself feel anymore, you will go to any length to not feel anxiety. I know I did, and a bunch of people that I work with also refuse to get to that crippling anxiety state. And whenever they feel anxious, they do these things that I've been telling them that I've done, and it really, really works. But it takes practice, it takes effort, it takes decisions on a daily basis to want to change the way you feel, the way you think, and the way you operate.